A woman decided to have a facelift for her birthday. She spent $5,000 and felt really good about the results. On her way home, she stopped at a dress shop to look around. As she was waiting, she said to the sales clerk, "I hope you don't mind me asking, but how old do you think I am?" "About 35, he replied. "I'm actually 47, the woman said, feeling really happy. After that, she went into McDonald's for lunch and asked the order taker the same question. He replied, "Oh, you look about 29. "I'm actually 47, she said, feeling really good. While standing at the bus stop, she asked an old man the same question. He replied, "I'm 85 years old and my eyesight isn't that good now. But when I was young, there was a good way of telling a woman's age. If I put my hand up your skirt, I will be able to tell your exact age." There was no one around, so the woman said, "What the hell?" and let him slip his hand under her skirt. After feeling around for a while, the old man said, "Okay, you're 47. Stunned, the woman said, "That was brilliant. How did you do that?" The old man replied, "I was behind you in line at McDonald's." My brother came back from school all motivated because he said he would be following a new diet from that day. We didn't really give it much thought until my brother really started eating his homework for dinner. When we stopped him and asked why he was doing that, he replied, "I was trying to see how it tasted because my teacher said that the homework would be a piece of cake for me." A rich man and a poor man were talking about what they got their wives for Christmas. The rich man told the poor man, "I got my wife a diamond ring and a Porsche." The poor man asked why. The rich man said if she does not like the ring, she can take it back in her Porsche. The rich man then asked the poor man what he bought for his wife. The poor man said a pair of slippers and a dildo. The rich man asked why. The poor man said if she doesn't like the slippers, she can go fuck herself. One couple are on their way to Vegas to get married. Before getting there, the girl says to the guy that she has a confession to make. The reason that they have not been too intimate is because she's very flat-chested. If he wishes to cancel the wedding, it's okay with her. The guy thinks about it for a while and says he does not mind that she is flat and sex is not the most important thing in a marriage. Several miles down the road, the guy turns to the girl and says that he also wants to make a confession. He says that below his waist, he's just like a baby. If the girl wants to cancel the marriage, it's okay with him. The girl thinks about it for a while and says that she does not mind, and that she also believes there are other things far more important than sex in a marriage. They are happy that they are honest with each other and go on to go to Vegas and get married. On their wedding night, the girl takes off her clothes. She's as flat as a washboard. Finally, the guy takes off his clothes. One glance at the guy's naked body and the girl faints and falls to the floor. After she regains consciousness, the guy says, "I told you before we got married. Why did you still faint?" The girl says, "You told me it was just like a baby." The guy replies, "Yes, 8 pounds and 21 inches. 3 nurses in a morgue. They entered a room where they had discovered that there was a dead man lying on the bed with a heart on. The first nurse was very forward and said, "Wow, I have never seen that before. I can't let that go to waste." After saying this, the first nurse sat and wrote it. The second nurse did the same. The third nurse explained that she couldn't as she was on her period. After a bit of convincing, she eventually wrote it. After 3 minutes, the man woke up. The nurses said, "What the hell? You were dead a few minutes ago." The man replied, "Yeah, I was. But I feel great now. I've had 2 jump starts and a blood transfusion." There are 3 women who always hang their laundry out in the back garden. When it rains, of course, the laundry always gets wet. All the laundry except for Brenda's. The other 2 women wonder why Brenda never has her laundry out on the days that it rains. So one day they are all out in their back gardens putting their clothes on the line. When one of the women says to Brenda, "How come when it rains your laundry is never out?" "Well," says Brenda, "when I wake up in the morning, I look over at Paul. If his prick is hanging over his right leg, I know it's going to be a great day, and I can hang the laundry outside. If his prick is hanging over his left leg, I know it's going to rain, so I don't hang it out." "What if it pointed up?" asks one of the women. "Well," says Brenda, "on a day like that, you don't do the laundry." Old man Mr. Goldstein was living the last of his life in a nursing home. One day he appeared to be very sad and depressed. Nurse Lisa asked if there was anything wrong. "Yes, Nurse Lisa," said Mr. Goldstein. "My private parts died today and I'm very sad." Knowing her patients were forgetful and sometimes a little crazy, she replied, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Goldstein. Please accept my condolences." The following day, Mr. Goldstein was walking down the hall with his private parts hanging out of his pajamas when he met Nurse Lisa. "Mr. Goldstein," she said, "you shouldn't be walking down the hall like that. Please put your private parts back inside your pajamas." "But Nurse Lisa," replied Mr. Goldstein, "I told you yesterday that my private parts died." "Yes, you did tell me that, but why are they hanging out of your pajamas?" asked Nurse Lisa. "Well," he replied, "today's the viewing." Little Johnny comes into school one morning wearing a brand new watch. His best friend Little Benny wants to know where the watch is from. So Johnny tells a story. "I was coming from the bathroom to my bedroom when I heard a strange noise from my parents' bedroom. I walked in and saw them bouncing up and down. Dad said I could have anything I wanted as long as I didn't tell the family. I asked for a new watch and here it is." Benny decides he wants one too, so night after night he listens outside his parents' bedroom for any strange noises, and sure enough, eventually he hears some banging and growling from the other side of the door. He walks in and catches his parents in the act, so his dad offers him anything he wants to keep quiet about the whole affair. Benny immediately says, "I want a watch." The dad sighs and says, "All right, but go and stand in the corner and don't make any noise." The kitchen window, a farmer's wife sees her son coming home from school. The boy is in a bad mood, and as he crosses the field, he kicks a pig. He walks a little further and kicks a cow. Once inside, his mother says, "I saw what you did, young man. For kicking the pig, you'll get no bacon for a week. And for kicking the cow, no milk for a week." Just at that moment, the boy's father walks through the door and boots the cat halfway across the room. The boy looks at his mother and says, "Do you want to tell him or should I?"